Before this story begins, I need to say one thing. What you're about to hear is inspired by real experiences. If you're listening alone at night, you've been warned.
We bought the baby monitor for peace of mind. That's what my wife said when she set it up in the nursery, adjusting the camera so it pointed directly at the crib. The little green light blinked once, then stayed on. At the time, it felt reassuring. Now I wish we had never plugged it in. Our son, Noah, was only 3 months old. Newborn cries, sleepless nights, the usual chaos. We lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood in Ohio, one of those places where nothing ever really happens. The first strange thing happened on a Tuesday night. It was around 1:40 a.m. when the monitor crackled to life on my bedside table. At first, I thought Noah was crying, that sharp intake of breath parents learn to recognize instantly. But instead, I heard breathing, slow, uneven, too close to the microphone. I sat up, heart racing, staring at the tiny screen. The crib was empty, except for Noah, sleeping peacefully on his back. No movement, no crying, just the sound. I nudged my wife. "Do you hear that?" She groaned, half asleep. "Static. Go to bed." I almost did, until the breathing stopped and a voice whispered through the speaker. "Dad?" It was faint, scratchy, like it was being dragged through static. I froze. My son couldn't talk. He could barely hold his head up. I grabbed the monitor and turned the volume up. "Dad, please wake up." My wife sat straight up this time. "That's not funny," she said, her voice tight. We both stared at the screen. The timestamp blinked, 1:42 a.m. The nursery camera showed exactly what it should. Crib, dresser, closed door. No shadows, no movement. I told myself it had to be interference. Baby monitors get hacked all the time. I'd read about it. Still, I went to the nursery. The room was exactly the same as on the screen. Noah slept soundly, chest rising and falling. No phone, no speaker, no one hiding. When I came back, the monitor was silent. The next morning, I changed the Wi-Fi password, updated the firmware, even bought a new monitor from a different brand. For 2 nights, nothing happened. On the 3rd night, the voice came back. This time, it didn't say Dad, it said my name. Not loudly, not urgently, just tired. "Please," the voice whispered, "don't let it happen again." My wife started crying immediately. I ripped the monitor off the nightstand and unplugged it, but the sound didn't stop. The whisper kept coming from the speaker, even without power. "Dad, it hurts when it's cold." That sentence broke something inside me, because there was only one time I'd ever said those words. 3 years ago, before Noah was born, before we lost our first child. We never talked about him, not out loud. Our first baby was stillborn at 8 months, complications, sudden. Doctors said there was nothing they could do. We held him once. He was cold. I swallowed hard and turned the monitor back on. The screen flickered. The nursery looked different. The crib was still there, but broken. Splintered wood on the floor, dark stains on the carpet that hadn't been there before. And then the camera angle shifted, as if someone had picked it up. The screen filled with a face. Not a baby, not a child, a teenager. Pale skin, sunken eyes, lips trembling. He looked familiar. "I tried to scream," the boy said, tears running down his face, "but you couldn't hear me." My wife collapsed onto the bed. The boy leaned closer to the camera.
"It wasn't your fault. You never came because you never knew." I felt sick because I knew. I remembered the night. 2 weeks earlier, Noah had been sick, feverish, crying nonstop. We'd taken turns watching him. At some point, exhausted, I turned the monitor volume down, just for a while. The screen glitched again. Now it showed flashing red and blue lights, an ambulance, police, our house, and then myself, older, thinner, screaming into my hands on the front lawn. "This is what happens," the voice said calmly, "when you don't listen." The screen went black. The monitor shut off. We didn't sleep that night. The next day, I threw the monitor in the trash, took it to a dumpster 3 blocks away, smashed it with a hammer. That night, at 1:42 a.m., I woke up to crying. Real crying. From the nursery. I ran. The room was dark, too dark. The crib was empty. The monitor sat on the dresser, plugged in, the green light blinking, and from the speaker, a familiar, tired voice whispered, "Dad, you finally came."